in this reality where everyone is becoming 1% better each day. However, due to information overload, that 1% better can be a disguised 1% worse, and that goes back to two principal reasons. The first one being, you are neglecting your number 2. You see, when I was young, I always felt busy to do my number 2, and that got me to the hospital 1 or 2 times. On the other hand, I was the most productive when I regulated my number 2 schedule. The reason behind it is that our human body has a simple yet effective mechanism. If you neglect any of your 12 needs, your body instantly goes to fight or flight mode. And this is the reason why most of the times we feel hopeless when we neglect our number 2. From a psychological perspective, you neglecting your number 2 tells your brain that you are not doing one of your primary duties. So how is that possible for you to do your work and go chase your dreams? To finish this segment, it also gives a reminder of how consistent life is. Every detail in nature is consistent, so you remember, for you, in order to get to your dreams, you must be disciplined. The principle number 2 is take action. Reduce the time between you having an idea and you executing to as close as possible to 0. That gives actions that can lead to results, as you can achieve nothing if you only think about it. In addition to make the brain busy, to seek refuge sideways. The second time I started a YouTube channel, I was taking so much time in between the videos under the excuse of me perfecting my craft. However, it didn't take long before failure. Consistency is indeed the mother of everything, so next time, instead of saying how long will it take me to get there, we must say what are we doing to get there. And here you might have already noticed the common word, which is consistency, which is apparently very elemental in every success story, which cannot be built except if you have strong systems. The main quote from the book Atomic Habits is that you fall into the quality of your systems. It means you should not fall into the trap of making goals instead of making systems that can actually work for you. And I have noticed something even in the largest of companies. Take McDonald's as an example. They give the same experience whatever you are in the planet. That only possible because of the systems that work for them. So even if everything changes, as long as the system is the same, the experience will remain the same. So what can make us individuals think that we can make it without systems? As goals can help you to stay motivated at first, however, what can you do when the motivation disappears? You rely on your systems, and only then you get to the place called drive. So even if you don't feel like doing it, that's what drives you to do it anyway. And because you have set your systems perfectly to get you closer to your aspiration, it must be a win-win either way. Principle number 2 is you have so much free time. Time is like a sword. If you don't cut it, it cuts you. This is an Arabic quote. It seems that time is for us to experience peace and be happy and practice mindfulness the entire day. However, in a world where everything seems in a rush, this might not be the option. Take Khabib Nurmagomedov as an example. When he was asked about how fathers should be raised their children, he said that they should make them always busy. It seems to be a common trait among all of the high-level athletes and public figures, to the level where it feels that they don't even have time to sit down. And the psychological explanation for this is that when you have so much free time of inactiveness, where you give your brain so much time where it can be overthinking, and it's very known among philosophers that we suffer more in imagination than reality, and it's common amongst entrepreneurs to stop waiting for life to happen and start taking actions yourself, which seems somewhat like a counterattack for overthinking, because you already have an existence, problems and situations to think about and figure it out. So if you have sensed something that is abnormal, make sure to seek medical professional advice. And despite having a number 2 schedule and always being busy all the time, if you neglect one thing, everything can go for 0. We must focus on our goals, our destination, and our routes to that place. And all of them should be regulated by your principles and values. That is the only way for you to do it repeatedly every day. And that is also noticeable in the common rule when raising kids, is that if you want your kid to do good in school, make sure to teach him that it's his goal to get good grades, it's not yours. And here it's just the same. When it feels that it represents you and your deepest identity, you feel the motive and drive to do it more. I hope that I've helped you to get a better idea about this subject and get closer to your dreams. Always focus on your mastery, heal, inspire and teach, and see you in the next one.